All right, let's talk vitamins and supplements while on a GLP-1. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe, come along for the ride, because I put out new videos every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and I go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so we're going to talk vitamins, supplements, all that jazz. And before we get started, I want to preface this by saying that you 1,000,000% should talk to your doctor before you start any kind of vitamin or supplement regimen, and you need to have lab work done. Now, if you're looking for more information on my lab work, make sure you check out my video. It's 2 videos ago where I give you the update on my lab work and which values were low and why I've changed up my supplements. So I did a bit of an upgrade, which I've been talking about doing for quite some time. And apparently I needed to because I had a couple of lab values that were low. So my doctor was like, okay, we got to up the supplements. So let's get into it. And just as a side note for my super observant people, yes, my shirt is on inside out. I got this at Marshall's. It's like this warm, fuzzy underlayer type shirt, but the really awesome fuzzy part is the outside. So anyway, so I flipped it inside out because it feels amazing. By the way, it's a size medium. I'm pretty sure I haven't worn a medium since 6th grade. So that was pretty awesome. Okay, let's talk about supplements. Now, before we dive into it, I do want to show you just a quick clip just to kind of put some things in perspective, why you need to take your vitamins and minerals and supplementation seriously. Let's watch the clip.
Do not take hair, nails, and skin growth multivitamins unless you want to end up like me in the hospital with organ failure. Yellow as a onion, like I'm jaundiced as they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Apart from me needing my gallbladder removed now, my liver is like through the roof, and they thought I had hepatitis. Everything was like negative. They're like, have you started any new medicine? I'm like, no. Have you started a multivitamin or vitamins? And I'm like, well, I'm on these vitamins because I've lost weight and I'm going bald, and like I need vitamins. And it didn't click to me to be like, oh, I started a hair, nails, and growth. So today my GI doctor came and he's like, have you started a hair growth vitamin? And I'm like, yeah. So we look it up. I'm going to show you at the end the one that I started and the ingredient that he says can cause it. So basically he's like, yeah, you induced liver failure.
Okay, so in short, that very unfortunate individual ended up in the emergency room because of a supplement. And this is why I say you need to talk to your doctor. Okay, let's jump right into it. So first things first, I'm going to talk about the daily vitamin that I'm using. This is the Mega Food brand vitamin, and I'll link everything in the description box below. One thing that I really want to drive home for people is that vitamins, supplements are not regulated by the FDA, right? And everybody gets stuck on that, especially when it comes to compounding. They're like, we're not regulated by the FDA, right? Like that's a thing. Vitamins also not regulated. That's probably how that person ended up in the ER, but you know, we won't go into all that. So it's really important that you do your research. This company has been around since 1973. But the main feature that I like about Mega Food as a brand, and no, I'm not sponsored, is that the vitamins, the minerals, all of the components come from food. So are you going to pay a little bit more for something like this than you would say, the cheap vitamin like I got at Sam's that was a multivitamin? Yes. But obviously that multivitamin wasn't doing me any good because I had lab values that were low. So doing something like a whole food vitamin can help you kind of boost that quality so that you get more from your vitamin. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is we don't want to end up like that girl that ended up in the ER, right? From taking the supplement. So a lot of times with vitamins, you'll see that the amount of each individual item is like astronomically high. You don't need to take the maximum allotted amount of something unless your doctor is instructing you to do that. I cannot tell you how many multivitamins I looked at online where the values were just ridiculously high. And it's just not necessary. Again, unless your doctor is specifically instructing you that you need to meet a certain criteria, right, for a certain vitamin or mineral, then you don't need to be maxing out, right? Because the whole point is that it's supposed to supplement your healthy diet. And if you're maxing out on all of your minerals and then you're eating a healthy diet, right, you're just paying for expensive pee, as people like to say. So the values do not need to be super duper high. And if you want to, you can Google and search up each value and see, what's a reasonable amount. It's going to differ based off of your age, your weight, your gender, right? All of these things play a factor as far as what specifically you're going to need. So this is the Mega Food One Daily Vitamin. It is the Women's 40 Plus, which was the option that I went for since I just turned 40. But also because the Women's 40 Plus, it focuses more on bone health and immune support. Whereas the other multivitamin, it was just kind of a multivitamin. And as we age, of all genders, bone health is super, super important. So I decided that I wanted something that had a little more emphasis, not a lot, but a little more emphasis in that area. So that was the one that I opted for. Yes, there is a men's 40 plus. So definitely a good option. Oh, the other thing that I want to mention is, yes, these are like a horse pill. Right? It's the big giant vitamin. I know this can be challenging for some people who, don't like to take pills. These do not taste good. Okay, it's obvious that a lot of this stuff comes from vegetables because it doesn't taste yummy. But I usually take it with my protein shake so that, it doesn't upset my stomach to take all these, supplements. And I find that it's fine. I personally, and this is just my personal experience, do not recommend taking something like this on an empty stomach. It can give you like a little bit of sulfur burps if you're not careful. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that's the One Daily. Next up, we've got the B complex. Again, mega food. So this was specifically recommended by my doctor. And the thing that I want to mention about a B complex or taking B vitamins in general is if you are on compound, you want to make sure that you know what your compound is being mixed with. Is it being mixed with B vitamins? Because if you're taking B vitamins via an injection and doing a complex, right? Again, we're not looking to end up in the ER maxing out our numbers. So you need to be very, very careful. If I could talk, that would be great. Again, talk to your doctor, go over all of the specifics. Now, the other thing I want to mention with a B complex that not enough people talk about is this can increase your appetite. It's actually a very well-known trick that is used for the elderly patients and also in canines. So if you have a dog that's, that doesn't have an awesome appetite, you may want to consider talking to your veterinarian about getting them on a B complex because it can help. So just keep that in mind. Again, we're not looking to max out our levels in one pill. We're just looking to do a little bit of a boost to get those numbers up. So that is the B complex. Next up, we've got the Mega Food, vitamin D3, and K2. So my D vitamin level was very low. And that is not uncommon for me, especially just coming off of winter. But again, it's something that we want to address, and we want our lab values to be optimized, right? Because the whole point is we're trying to get healthy, we're trying to lose weight. It's much harder for your body to do that if it's not firing on all pistons. So if you're going to do a D3, if your values are very, very low, then it is likely that your doctor is going to put you on a prescription level vitamin D, which is a giant pill, and you'll take it once a week. If it is just moderately low, it's likely your doctor will tell you to do something like this. And you want to do D3 and K2, right? That K2 is actually going to help you absorb the D3. Again, this is another reason why people need to talk to their doctor, right? Because if your doctor's just like, you're like, oh, my D is low, and you go out and get a D vitamin, right? If you're not combining it with something that's going to help you actually absorb and utilize it, right, you're just wasting your money. So this one is a 5,000 IU. And specifically, my doctor was recommending about twice that much. However, twice that much did not come in a whole food option. So I opted for the 5,000, and I can always take 2 in a day if I want to go that route. So make sure that your doctor is being specific about how much you need to take, because I did need to prod my doctor a little bit and be like, hey, you need to give me a value. How much am I supposed to be looking for, right? Because telling you, oh yeah, get a D3K2 and you'll be fine, right? That doesn't give you enough information. So make sure your doctor is being specific. Now, another option for a D3, by the way, if you have to track your vitamins, this, especially if you're like me and you have ADD, this is awesome. I got it on Amazon. It's just like a little pill tracker, punch buggy thing. It's so much fun. And it can go over a pill bottle, right? It's real stretchy. I think it comes in like a pack of 3. It's called Pill Popper. This thing is fantastic. And it helps me to make sure that I'm taking all of my supplements. Okay, now, I am not currently taking this one, okay? So to clarify, because I don't want anyone to walk away from this video confused, these are the 3 that I'm currently taking daily. That's it. Okay? Again, we're not looking to overdose. Now, I'm going to show you some other options, but I'm not currently taking these, with the exception of a couple that I take as needed. Okay. This is a D3K2, Triquetera, and it is a much higher D3K2. It's also a liquid. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. So again, got this off of Amazon. I originally purchased this for my wife because her D3 was extremely low. and it is a 10,000 IU D3, which is what her doctor recommended. Now, to clarify, her values were much, much lower than mine. So that's why she needed something higher. It's very easy to dose. This is perfect if you are somebody who struggles from nausea or taking pills. As you can see, it's a liquid. It doesn't really have a taste. I mean, I guess it has a slight flavor. It's a little bit earthy, but certainly not unbearable. And if you wanted to, you could, pour out a little bit of your protein shake, mix it in it, and kind of like do a little protein shake shot, right? And drink it and be fine. So great option for people who need something that's not a pill, right? It's just easier to deal with. And then this guy who's got a little pill pepper on the side of him over here. Let me unpop that. These are the berry melts. You've seen these, mentioned these before. This company also does a lot of various chewable vitamins. I would steer clear of anything that's a gummy. I know it's fun, but honestly, from the research that I've done, everything that I see that's coming from the medical community is talking about how the process for turning it into a gummy is really degrading a lot of the vitamins and minerals, which is the whole point of why you're consuming them. So steer clear of gummies, but something like this that is a chewable tablet is a great option. Again, this is a great option if you have a lot of nausea and taking a big pill is problematic for you. This is a chewable tab. It's like a Flintstones vitamin, right? Like this video, if you had Flintstone vitamins as a kid, they come in a lot of different flavors. This one is the multivitamin with iron. So they have different varieties. I specifically opted for the one with iron, and I think I just have like 2 left in here. So I will probably finish this off at some point. Okay. Next up, we've got the Vital Nutrients Triple Mag. You guys have seen me mention this before. If you are someone who has tried the Mag 07, which is highly recommended in the GLP1 community, it's a magnesium cleanse. The mag levels are very high. If that was too much for you and sent you from the land of constipation to the land of diarrhea, then this may be a better option for you. It's a triple mag, so it's got all the magnesium in it, which is great. It'll help with constipation. It'll help with sleep. It'll help with a lot of other things. And this is one of those options that I just take as needed. In the beginning of my GLP-1 journey, it was something that I had to take daily, but I don't have to anymore. Last but not least, for anybody who's been on my channel for any length of time, you know that I am a huge, huge, huge fan of the Super Papaya Enzyme Plus, which is the digestive enzyme. This is great if you overeat. This is great if you eat something heavy. This is great if you're just having a lot of nausea after a meal. You pop a couple of these, it'll help you digest your food. These are a phenomenal option. And you can get this giant container of 360 tablets off of Amazon, super cheap. I have it linked down below. Love this stuff. I always keep it on hand. I put a handful of these in various containers, Ziploc bags. I have it in every one of my purses and every one of my travel bags. I do not leave home without it, and I cannot tell you how many times it has saved me while out and about. You know, you hear about people who they're like, oh, I went out to eat and then I was just feeling so yucky afterwards. This can help you. So, huge fan of this guy. Again, something that I take as needed. I don't take it all day, every day. Okay. This fun guy is my new pill container. So I'm one of those people where if I'm going to reach my water goal, it has to be in a fun tumbler. Well, if I'm going to reach my vitamin goal, it has to be in a fun container. So this is a magnet. This is what the little pieces look like. And it magnetizes right on there. It comes with a magnetic strip. So as you can see, you can mount this on the wall, on your fridge, wherever is convenient for you. I like to use the little stand and have it on my countertop. These are fantastic. I love the colors. They do come in a white version and they do come in different colors, but the shape is still the same. Again, I'll link it in the description box below. It's got a silicone top, which is very convenient when it comes to opening it because it's not hard plastic like this. So for all of my older followers who may have some sensitivity in their fingers or you have challenges opening things, the first time you open these, it can be a little bit challenging, but there's a little bit of a ledge right here. There's a ledge right here, and you just kind of push it up. And again, this is brand new, so it's already starting to loosen up. So this is a great option, obviously, right? Your vitamins go down in there, and then boop, it's magnetized on there. I love it. It makes me happy. Okay, so what have we learned? Don't overdo it when it comes to vitamins, minerals, supplementation, right? That can lead to serious problems. Don't do it. Talk to your doctor. If you're concerned about symptoms that you're having, if you're having low energy, if you're having a lot of fatigue, if you're not sleeping well, please talk to your doctor about getting labs and checking all of your values to make sure that your vitamin D is not low, your B12 is not low, right? These things can be very easily corrected. You just need to know where you stand, and labs are a great option to show you where those values are. Okay. If you found this video helpful, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. Make sure you check out my other helpful tips and tricks videos that can help you on your health journey. If you're looking for a positive-only support group, I've got you covered. Link is in the description box below, along with all of the Amazon links to all of these products. So if it's something that you're interested in, you can definitely take a look. And as always, be kind. Rewind.